you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. The Eye Test with Pierre, McGuire, and Jimmy Murphy.
The Stanley Cup winning Colorado Avalanche And after 22 years, Raymond Mark!
The sickest NHL podcast. It's gonna be sick.
And welcome to the draft day edition of the Eye Test here on the Sick Podcast Network. Hello, everybody. And hello to my co-host, Pierre McGuire, live from Toronto, where he will be doing a pre- and post-draft special on the Daily Faceoff Network with Jeff Marek. Pierre, how you doing?
Fantastic, Jimmy. How's everything out in Colorado?
Everything is great, my friend. Enjoying my stay here and enjoying reading all this crazy madness as we get into the draft. It has not been for the faint of heart this week, and it's starting to sound like we could see a little more action tonight or at least through the weekend. Pierre, what's it like in Toronto?
Believe it or not, it's crazy because you have the Blue Jays playing a game this afternoon. You've got the World Cup soccer about 4 blocks from where I am. It looks like, it's just mayhem. I've been up since really early this morning, and the town's been electrified. It really has.
That's
Had
great.
a phenomenal day with Jeff Marek yesterday doing the Hockey Hall of Fame special that we did, and can't wait for people to have an opportunity to see that. The hall was amazing. Can't thank Kelly Massey and Jamie Dinsmore over at the hall enough for what they did for us yesterday. It was really a fantastic thing that they did for us.
Speaking of that, Pierre, where will people be able to find that once it's live?
I will ask Jeff and I will tell you.
All right, get back to us. And now you text it to me and I'll tweet it out for everybody.
I will.
Sounds good. All right, Pierre, we'll get into some of the trade stuff in a bit because there's plenty to talk about on that. But I feel like we haven't given the actual draft enough attention because of everything that's been going on this week. So let's look at the draft right now, Pierre. And if let's just say the teams that are in place to draft where they are right now remain that way, how do you see the top 5 panning out?
Gavin McKenna's going 1. Ivar Stenberg will go 2. I'd be surprised if Chase Reed didn't go 3. Now, there might be an interchange, but I don't know. Vancouver might take him, or Vancouver may make a move with Buffalo.
Right.
I don't know.
But if it remains the same.
I think Chase Reed's going to go at 3. Then I think, who knows? See, I've always been of the belief that 2 was in play, and it has been. I always was of the belief that 4 would be in play, and it's already been traded.
Right.
And I've always been of the belief that 5 would be in play, and I know the Rangers have talked about moving that.
Yeah.
So I never thought Toronto would move their pick, and they're going to take Gavin McKenna. And then, Stenberg's the second best player in the draft, but it depends. Like, some people may say, you know what, he is a good player, and he is. And he's a lot like Lucas Raymond, and he's a lot like a player that I was fortunate enough to be around when I was in Pittsburgh. We drafted in Marcus Naslund. If you go look at their numbers, Jimmy, from their draft year, they're almost identical.
Wow.
It's scary to look at. Now, one guy played for Modo, which is up in Ernstgoldvik. That's Marcus Naslund. And the other guy played over in Gothenburg, which is where Frölunda plays. So 2 totally different environments, but very similar type players. Very, very similar type players. I thought Stenberg was great this spring. I know I was sending you notes from the training camp that I was at in Ängelholm, Sweden. And I watched him at the Worlds. And, in 8 games, he had 8 points. He had 4 goals, 4 assists. I mean, he's good, Jimmy. He's 17 years old. Like, how would he – here's the thing. I'll use Keaton Verhoff. As a 16-year-old, he played in the Western Hockey League with Victoria. He was tremendous. And then he decides, you know what, I'm going to go bat at a different weight class, and I'm going to go play at North Dakota for Dane Jackson. So he goes to North Dakota, and he's 17. And he's playing in the NCHC, and you know how hard that league is. You've seen enough players play.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get the numbers that everybody wants. And all of a sudden, he's gone from being a top 3 pick to maybe being between 5 and 10.
Right.
And some people are disappointed. Well, I would look at it the other way as a scout. That's why I never ran with the herd. I didn't listen to what those people say. Like, this guy can skate. He's big. Now, can he skate better? Yes, he can skate, and he will skate better.
Right.
But he's big. He's smart. He can move the puck. He does a lot of things, and he can play against older players.
Yeah.
And so he's just going to keep getting better.
I was on my radio hit in Portland, Maine. I do every Friday today, and shout out to them, the Big Jab guys, the Mannix brothers. I have a great time with them. And one of them, Jeff Mannix, asked me, and that was an interesting question because I never really thought about it yet. Who do you consider more pro-ready, McKenna or Stenberg?
Oh, I think they're probably similar.
Pretty much the same? Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest problem, and I just said this on CBS Sports, and I feel bad because I'm not trying to pick on anybody. It's nobody's fault. But the 18-year-old draft hurts a lot of kids.
Yeah.
It does. They're like, I'll use Viggo Bjork as an example.
Mm-hmm.
If we were doing a 20-year-old draft, let's just say Viggo Bjork goes from 5'8" to 5'11", because I think he will. I've been with his father, and his dad's 6'2", maybe closer to 6'3". He's a big man, and the father was a really good player. The father played for Djurgården over in Stockholm, and that's where the kid played.
Mm-hmm.
But he's 5'8", and he might be maybe 5'8.5" right now. But if it was a 20-year-old draft, you probably have a better idea of where he'd be physically.
Yep. So
now what happens? Okay, let's just say that, Stenberg goes ahead of him, McKenna goes ahead of him, Malhotra goes ahead of him, Reed goes ahead of him, maybe Verhoff goes ahead of him, and all of a sudden here's this kid, and maybe Schmitz goes ahead of him, the kid from Latvia. So let's just say there's 7 or 8 guys that go ahead of him. And let's say when they're 20, this kid's 5'11", and he's 195 pounds.
Right.
With the same hockey sense and ability
Yeah.
to play. He's going to be better than almost all those guys.
Yep.
He is.
Yeah.
It's just... So I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like it's something that I don't think's ever going away. I think the compromise would be to say, hey, let's make it a 19-year-old draft, but I don't see that happening
See what
either.
happens.
But
All right.
I don't see that happening.
Now, we did mention that, all of this could change because there could be some moves in the top 5 there. If San Jose does decide to move that pick, what do you think they're looking for, Pierre?
D. They need D. They desperately
That's
need
what I was
D.
going to say.
They need D. The Dickinson's a good player there, and he's young. He is. He's a good player, but he's young. And one of the things that's helped them be in the position that they're in is, they went out and signed Graf from Quinnipiac, and Colin Graff's become a very important player for them. He's a good player. They didn't have to use any draft collateral on him. They didn't have to go crazy spending on him, but they got him because they created a position for him right away in the NHL, and he took advantage of it. He's a good player.
He is.
He's a lot like Viggo Bjork. He was small. Boy, let me tell you, Jimmy, when he was a Pee Wee and a Bantam player, he was small, really small. And that's one of the reasons he didn't get drafted. But he grew, and he's a late bloomer physically. He was coached by Rand Pecknold very well at Quinnipiac after he left Union after 1 year. And he turned out to be an NHL player. Within a year of him signing, he turns out to be a really good NHL player. So that allows them now less focus on offense, more focus on defense.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you're the New York Rangers and you want to move that pick, what are you trying to improve most there on your roster?
Everything.
I knew you were going to say that.
Everything.
Yep.
Think about it. There's no excuse for their minor league team in Hartford not to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
Come on, Toronto. Toronto just won the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say they might have 3 or 4 guys that are going to play in the NHL, and that's it. And one of them's the goalie. Maybe 2 of them are the goalies.
Yeah.
Akimov and Hildeby.
Yeah.
But most of those guys are, and there's nothing wrong with this. They're terminal American Hockey League players. There's nothing wrong with those. It's the second best league in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that. They're really good players. But, Rangers don't make the playoffs in Hartford. I think their defense is shaky at best. You tell me what their identity is, Jimmy. Most of their best players are old.
I have no idea. I really don't. And it looks like a lot of them could be on their way out, too. We keep hearing Trocheck and Schneider, as you referenced. So I don't know what their identity or what the identity they're shooting for is.
You think Mike's, I know Mike's getting paid. I respect Mike a lot. You know that. I've talked to you both on and off the air about it. I respect Mike a lot. Mike won back-to-back cups. Mike's had an amazingly distinguished coaching career. Mm-hmm. You think this is what he signed up for when he went to New York?
No.
No chance. No, and I don't care. He'll say, oh, he's making $7 million a year. So what? Yeah. It's not for these guys. It's about winning.
Mm-hmm.
They want to accumulate as many cups as possible.
Yeah. I mean, more and more, it becomes evident that this team was not even close to where they thought they were in terms of knocking on the door.
So let's look at what you've been talking about since I've been with you this week.
Mm-hmm.
The Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So it's an arms race.
Mm-hmm.
All we talk about is an arms race. What have they done to keep up?
I know. Not much in the prospect system, and not much at the current level in the NHL. It's
Now, if they do something though, Jimmy, like if they will be the first people to pound sand and say, you know what, good for them. They're back in it.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for the Devils too. You know,
Devils are very interesting. You would think new GM wants to make a splash. I don't know, but I mean they're in a precarious position as well, Pierre, because even look at they already moved Nemec, right? There's a kid that didn't develop with them. He's on. Maybe he gets a fresh start. He finds his way in Calgary. But you look at their roster right now, there's some contracts I think they would say they'd like to get rid of and get younger in some areas. But how do you do it? You know, like
they got lucky. They got lucky last year by moving Palat's contract.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Like, I think there were times where they could have moved, you know, and this is obviously before Sonny Maeda came in. This is under Fitz. But I felt like there were certain windows where they could have moved a guy like Dougie Hamilton and got out from under that contract here. But I don't know so much if you can right now.
Well, you're gonna have to eat some of it.
Yeah.
You're not moving that straight up. You're gonna have to.
And
eat
so much
some
has
money.
happened in the last month.
So if you go back when he was signed, I remember clearly saying,
I remember too.
they better like the player a whole lot because they're never moving that contract.
Yep.
No chance. And they better win the cup while he's there. That's going to be a bad contract. And it was.
Yeah.
And it's not Dougie's fault.
No.
Dougie,
Dougie's-
I don't blame him.
Yeah,
Make me that offer. I'll
Exactly.
sign it right away.
Well, we've had this discussion a couple times, Pierre, how many times a player just gets sort of typecasted under his contract. And it's like,
Yeah.
no matter what he does, he could be good at what he is good at what are his traits. But if he doesn't live up to that number, that cap hit, he's doomed, you know, and it's.
Yeah, Marty LaPointe's the perfect
Right.
example. Marty
Yep.
LaPointe is.
Exactly.
He would have been a career Detroit Red Wing, but he
I
took
told the story the other day
extra
before
money,
it's
a little
done.
extra money,
Yeah.
money to go to Boston, and then they just beat up on him, and it was over. And
It
he
was
just
tough.
became a suitcase the rest of his career.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Pierre, but let's get to the trades right now. There are a couple more today. Ottawa Senators acquire Andre Burakovsky from the Blackhawks for a 6th-round pick there. Add some depth there. This is an interesting one, though. The Buffalo Sabres, and I just said to you, man, Yamo strikes again. He is, I'd say, one of, if not the most active GMs right now. The Buffalo Sabres go out and acquire defenseman Olin Zellweger from the Anaheim Ducks for forward Anton Wahlberg and a 2nd-round pick in this draft tonight, which is the 45th pick that he just acquired. Your thoughts on that, Pierre?
Zellweger will help Buffalo a lot. They have Zach Metza too, undersized guy. They have Bryson too, and smaller defenseman. But outside of that, Zellweger's good. He's got World Junior experience. He's got some playoff experience. He's not overly large, but he's really thick and squatty. He can skate. He can move the puck. It gives him tremendous depth. Yarmo's done nothing wrong in Buffalo since he's been there, in my opinion. You know, you talk about Burakovsky. I hope the people in Ottawa understand his father was on the first ever Senators teams, Robert.
I didn't know that.
Played
There you
for
go.
the Senators, yeah.
Wow.
So I was laughing when I heard that he was going there because I was like, I was coaching when his dad was playing for Ottawa.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Full circle.
full circle. So we'll see how that works out. He's having a hard time staying in situations.
Yeah.
Burakovsky, he's moving around a fair bit now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of that is, just for supplemental scoring depth. Obviously losing Brady, you're losing a whack of goals.
Yeah.
People are going to say, "Oh, Brady had a bad." Brady still has 25 to 30 goals every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get 2 goals. 25 to 30 is even harder.
Yeah. Well, you look at what Yarmo's been able to do there, Pierre, especially out of that Bo Byram trade. That's some
I
good
still
management.
can't. I got to tell you, Jimmy, I don't care. Like people in Chicago, you can get as mad as you want.
I'm with you.
I don't know how you're doing that.
No.
I really don't. And I know. Look, I got nothing against Bone Byram. I think he's a good player. But
Yeah, he's a good player, but-
He's been moved from Colorado to Buffalo, and now he's been moved by Buffalo to Chicago.
Yeah. And
Right?
is he
Not
worth
in a
fourth
very
overall
long
pick?
amount of time.
No.
And I thought 4 was in play. I told you
Yes,
a long time
yes.
ago that 4 was in play. And
But did you think
4
Bo
was in
Byram
play.
was going to be the key cog there? going the
No,
other way?
no,
Wow.
I did not.
Yeah. And look, I think Kyle Davidson, Pierre, and we credited him. In the beginning, we were skeptical. And then remember, as this past year went on, we said, they've made a step, and now they got to take another.
Nazar was a big reason why.
Yeah.
Nazar has really evolved, and I know he got hurt this year, but Frankie Nazar had a really, you could see he was going to be a difference maker for them. And then you got Connor Bedard, and then you're hoping Rinzel turns out on defense, and you're hoping that a couple of the other guys are going to turn out, and then all of a sudden, well, we don't like Crevier anymore, so we'll throw him in.
And people just looked at, he's not a throw-in. He's going to be good.
I'll just say this. I mean, if the Montreal Canadiens knew that kind of deal was available, they might have done some stuff.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I'm just telling you.
For sure. They must have been calling Kyle saying, we could have given you something better than that. Come on. I thought Kyle Davidson, as I was saying, has done a good job but I feel like if this doesn't work out for him 2 years down the line, God forbid he loses his job or the rebuild stuff, this might be the spot he looks back on and says.
Do you think they have to make the playoffs this year for
Yes.
people to be happy?
Yes.
Okay, so who are they beating out for a playoff spot?
I don't have that answer right now.
No, so do you think I'll just do this.
Yeah.
Do you think they're beating out Minnesota?
No.
Do you think they're beating out Dallas?
No.
Do you think they're beating out Colorado?
No.
Okay. Do you think they're beating out Utah?
No.
So they're not in the playoffs.
No. They're not as currently constituted.
They're not beating out Edmonton because that's the other division.
Yep.
Okay. They're not beating out Anaheim. They're not beating out Vegas. So how are they getting in? I think San Jose is going to be a lot better too.
Right. And I think they just mismanaged. That's what I'm saying. They're going to look back and regret this because I think they're sort of at the spot where the Canadiens were 2 seasons ago when they entered the season and made it to the playoffs and lost to the Capitals. I kind of think they were approaching that area up here, but now I think they went backwards.
Yeah,
really
we're going to see. What about your friends in Seattle?
Oh, God. That's what I was saying to you, Pierre. What does it mean for the current state and the future of that franchise if you just offered a guy $14 million a year and you said we will do everything possible to not let the soon-to-be millionaires tax, which comes in 2028, affect your contract. We will do whatever we can to alleviate the pain of that on you. And Jason Robinson still says no.
It's unbelievable.
This team is stuck in purgatory right now, Pierre. I don't know where they're going from here.
They got to hope for divine intervention right now. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've got serious work. So, what happens if Montreal made a big offer for Matt Beniers? Would you do it if you were Seattle?
It's funny. You read my mind, Pierre. I was just going to say, I think their only way out of this is to go backwards a bit and finish lower in the standings, accumulate top 3 to 5 picks. I would do it. I would say right now, you know what? We got to just think future. That's it. And it's going to be pain. But the only way we get out of this is if we build a foundation first, and then you add the supplemental pieces after.
You know what's scary about what you just said? Because you're spot on. Think about what Kelly McCrimmon said last week. He said, all you guys are jealous of us. Seattle had the same rules as us.
Mm-hmm.
When have you heard another team's general manager throw a rock at another franchise?
A lot more this summer.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I remember when Berkey was really mad at Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Is that in the offer sheet stuff?
Yeah. He was
Kevin
really
Lowe.
mad. He was really mad at Kevin. He was really mad at the. But he didn't go after Edmonton. He never said a word about the Edmonton Oilers.
No.
He said, "I'll meet Kevin Lowe in any barn in Alberta, and we'll have a barn fight." That's what he said.
I know.
But he didn't rip the Oilers. Kelly McCrimmon last week is throwing rocks all over the team. He didn't even mention any of their management people. He just said, we're going to go look at Seattle. They had the same rules as us.
Yep.
That's when you know that people are not admiring your work.
Yeah. So Seattle's in a bind, and it's going to take a lot to get out. But I'm with you. Yeah, if you have an offer like that comes at you, and you can really address a lot of needs in your system and start to build towards the future, I'd do it if I'm Seattle.
And can I just ask one question? So everybody says Ottawa should go out and get Jason Robertson. Do you have a calculator there? Can you put how much is 14 million US dollars in Canadian dollars?
$19.8.
Okay, think about that. These are for all the people out there ripping on Ottawa. Almost $20 million to what not happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know why. I couldn't figure that out either, why their name kept coming up.
Well, I don't know, but I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I used to work there.
Yeah.
We couldn't sign a left defenseman. I'm not going to give you his name because we weren't allowed to spend over $2.5 million on the player. $2.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say 14 or 15 million.
Yeah. It's unreal.
Can people stop? Like, the nonsense has to stop.
Well, people don't think about things. That's the problem. They just speak and they throw it out there and they don't think about all the little details that go into it. It was specifically money. When it all comes back to, that's what everything comes back to. Why is that not first and foremost when you're thinking about a potential trade or a signing? Why is that not the thing that clicks first? I'm not getting this anymore.
Yeah. So what was a draft pick for Burakovsky? What'd they pay Chicago?
6th rounder this year.
Okay, so think about that for 1 second.
Yeah. Yep.
That's where the market is.
Yeah. It's going to get interesting here. One thing I want to get to before our Q&A, Pierre, and I know we got to be off at 5 up, so I want to start those ASAP.
Yeah.
The Montreal Canadiens, that's where a lot of our viewers are based right now.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about it because, so they make a trade today. I'm a big William Tremblay fan, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very safe, secure defenseman. Watch the kid play 4 seasons in the American Hockey League for Laval. He's a really smart, heady player, and I believe he can play in the NHL. And so they trade him for Brett Berard. So the Rangers need defense. We just finished talking about that. And Montreal is bringing in Brett Berard. So people say, why are they bringing in Brett Berard? He's another small guy. Played World Junior with Cole Caulfield. Played World Championships with Lane Hudson. Played against Ken Hughes' 2 boys in college hockey, Providence versus Northeastern and BU. And he also was part of the South Shore Kings organization where his centerman was a guy named Matt Beniers. And he played against the Boston Junior Eagles. Boston Junior Eagles were run by Ken Hughes. So this is why when people ask questions, why did they do that? This is why they do that.
Yep. I'm with you on that, Pierre. I like that pickup as well. It's a good trade for both teams.
It's good for both teams, and I really do. I hope that William can go down in New York and make the NHL because he's a good player, and I don't know him. I've never talked to the kid, but I've watched him play. And he just goes out and competes. He's a good player.
Pierre, obviously Montreal picking at 28 right now. I don't think this player will be there, but it doesn't mean they can't trade up and try and get him if that's what they decide to do. What's your take on Tommy Boulao?
Oh, he's a Cushing Academy kid. He's a good offensive player. Plays in the back end. He's a good player. He's talented as all get out. I think he'll be gone.
Unless they can move up to where
they can move up, yeah.
How about a guy we saw over in Belfast? A lot of people are talking about him today, and that's Ilya Morozov out of the University of Miami, Ohio.
I'll tell you my opinion.
Yep.
Because we watched the same player. You and I were there, and I watched him a lot on TV this year. Underwhelming offensively. Very good defensively. So when I think of a player like him, I think of Kevin Stenlund, who's been a part of a Stanley Cup winner and done a very good job in Utah. I'll think of a player like Joel Eriksson Ek. I'll think of a player like Jordan Stahl. He's not as good, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But in that type of
mold.
A role.
Yep, in that mold.
That's where he's at. He's either going to be a 4 or 3. He's not ever playing 1, 2. But those guys are like Stenlund's always a 4.
Right.
And if Stenlund's a 4, you got a chance to win. It's like Tomasz Nosek was a 4. Whenever he's a 4, you got a chance to win.
Is he a guy you could see dropping down into the late 20s, or do you think he's gone by then?
I think, well, here's what I'll say. I think a lot depends on a couple things. If Verhoff slides backwards, I think that's going to change the draft. If Schmitz slides, that's going to change the draft. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, what happens when Malhotra goes past 5. I don't think he will, but let's just say he does. Because I'm still not convinced on 2 and 5, and I think 4 could still be moved.
I do too.
Even though it's already been moved, I think 4 could be moved again.
Yep.
So that's why, it's hard to, some drafts you can just say, yeah, you're within 1 or 2 players. Like, that's how it's going to. But this one, there's too many potential for sliders. That's why we've seen so many picks move so far.
Yeah.
It's not, we've talked about this since the start, not as great a draft as, what everybody thinks.
All right. Well, let's get to our sponsors right now and get to your Q&A. I hope you've been over at our friends at Sir Winnies on Upper Crescent Street watching the World Cup there, sitting on a terrace. They've been serving all your faves and more since 1969. Enjoy Chef Jack's inspired and timeless gastropub fare. They're open late, but as I tell you every day, they also get the best Sanka set and a great place to sit there around that time from 5 to 7 p.m. on that terrace. This beautiful summer weather, all the festivals going on, and as I said, the World Cup action. Get on over there right now and tell them the eye test sent you and enjoy yourself. And, of course, our friends over at TCS Customs and Logistics. You can still unlock the full potential of your shipping operation with TCS Customs and Logistics from around the corner to around the world. Flatbeds to air freight, customs clearance to drawback consulting. TCS is a one-stop shop for all things transport, moving pieces and delivering a peace of mind. For a no-obligation customs or freight quote, contact SickPodcast at shiptcs.com. Again, that is SickPodcast at shiptcs.com. And our friends over at Betway, where you can still go all the way with Betway and bet those beauties. And those beauties right now are the NHL draft picks, and you can decide where they go, who will go number 2, who will go number 5. Could the number 4 pick, as we were just discussing, still be moved? I haven't seen anything where you can bet if a pick gets moved, but factor that in, obviously, if you're trying to make some money there and pick who goes in those numbers, because things could change in a hurry here. So get over there right now for their amazing new welcome offer of up to $300 back on your first deposit. You must be 18 plus, always bet responsibly. And this offer is not available in Ontario right now. Pierre, I've been I said, look, I think we're all in agreement. It looks like McKenna's going number 1, and you're not getting much value on that because if you bet on him to go number 1, it's minus 20,000. So what is the point in that? But I was looking at, so you mentioned some sleepers there, Pierre, and some picks that can move up. And I'm not going to tell you where he goes, but maybe have some fun with it, because I think Vigo Bjork is an interesting one, because I see so many people having him in different spots, Pierre. And you can get amazing value if you decide that, does he move all the way up to 5? That's plus 750. Does he go at 6? That's plus 400. So look for players like that are kind of getting cast in different spots, and you can find
Albert Schmitz. Albert Schmitz is one you're going to want to watch then.
Albert Schmitz. I'll tell you what, if you want Albert Schmitz right now at the 5th pick, that's where it looks like a lot of people think he'll go plus 130. But if he dropped to 6, it's plus 1,000. So you see the difference in value there. But I will look at that.
He's going to go in the top 10. He'll be the first Latvian-born player ever drafted inside the top 10. And this season he played in the Liga in Finland. He played in the DEL in Munich. He played in the World Junior for Latvia. He played in the Olympics for Latvia. And he played in the World Championships for Latvia. Like, he's 17 years old.
Oh, my gosh. Talk about getting a heavy dose of a player, right?
He's going to be a really good player. I watched him a lot this spring when I was overseas.
All right. So there you go. That's one of the guys to look at, as Pierre says, Albert Schmitz out of Latvia. All right, let's get to the Q&A. What do we got? Chris Blue Shirts, how you doing, buddy? Hi, guys. I'm assuming that the top 5 picks don't get moved.
4's already been moved, though.
Well, I guess he's saying in the present tense, will 4 get moved again? Assuming, this isn't him assuming, he's saying assuming that they do.
I gotcha.
They don't. Is this possible? McKenna, Stenberg, Reed, Malholter, Carls. Go in that order.
Yes.
All right. There you go, Chris. Will there be good fits and impactful? There you go.
Yes. All around. Yes.
Each player.
That's almost my board to a T. I
There
have
you go.
one difference, but I'm not going to say which one.
All right. Next question. What do we got? Isles update New York. What do you think of the Barzell rumors? That's right. Matthew Barzell's in a lot of trade rumors again, Pierre. I've seen reports of teams that have asked for him, but I'm yet to see that the Islanders are actually shopping him. Have you heard anything on this, Pierre?
I've heard they've shopped him.
Wow. Okay. So that's a little
But
big
here's the
for
one thing
these
I'd
teams.
say. If you're going to trade him, you better get something back that's good.
You know who should be on that to get some redemption? Don Sweeney for 2050. That would be
You're
some
mean.
sweet irony.
You're a mean little elf. You're mean.
Next question. What do we got? Bill Van Vagel. Hey guys, this is for both of you. What is a great example of a GM considered reaching on a player in the draft that seemed to work out? I immediately thought of Alexander Barkov, but what others?
I don't know if Barkov was a reach. Forsberg was a reach. He didn't
Philip or
play. No, Peter.
Wow, really?
Because that year in the draft, he was really sick. He had mononucleosis. And in the world under 18s in Europe, which was different back then, U.S. and Canada didn't send teams.
Okay.
So it's basically European championships. He didn't play.
Wow.
So the only guy that knew him was Inga Hammerstrom, who's a real special friend and was an amazing scout. He still does some work, but he was really good. And he's the one that told Philadelphia, look, you guys missed on Yager last year. You better not miss on Forsberg this year. He's the one that did that.
Wow.
And a lot of people didn't have Forsberg that high because they didn't see him.
Yeah.
It was just different. It was a totally different one.
Right.
Let's think of somebody else that was a reach and turn. Keith Kachuk.
Oh, yeah. He's now
His
in the
draft
Hall of
year, he
Fame.
broke his ankle. Go look at his statistics. His
I
statistics
was
his
wondering
junior
why
year.
they were so low.
Yeah, because he broke his ankle.
Ah.
So Joe Yannetti was really one of the few scouts that really knew him at the time in the 1990 draft. And so he's the one that took him in the top 20. And then I think another one, the New York Rangers got Dougie Waite in 90. And I'm going to say Dougie was either 32 or 34 in his draft year. You'd have to look it up, Jimmy. 1990 draft.
I'm gonna look it up
He
right
was,
now.
yeah, I think he was.
Oh, yeah. Didn't we
32.
go through this draft like a couple weeks ago? We were talking about
Yeah,
this.
I think Waite was 32 or 34, if I remember correctly. He was another one. And Scotty Bowman will tell you, I said, this guy's going to play.
34, you got it. 1990.
34. I told Scotty, I said, this guy's going to play, and he's going to play for a long time. He's a really good player. I had seen him so much, and I was like, oh, man, I wish we had our second-round pick. I wish we did. But we got Joey Mullen for the second rounder. That was okay.
A guy that went 2 picks after him, after Dougie Waite, Pierre. You remember? You coached him.
Give him the name. I coached a lot of guys.
Jeff Sanderson.
Sandy? Yeah, well, I didn't pick him. He was at the Hartford.
Yeah, he went to
I
Hartford.
can tell you who picked him was Kenny Schinkel. The late
Okay.
Kenny Schinkel picked him. Kenny did a great job for Hartford and for Pittsburgh. Kenny was a good hockey man. Passed away a few years ago. I really liked hanging around with him. He's a good hockey man.
All right, what do we got next? Sean Michael. Hi, fellas. Isn't Steven Stamkos an option to fill our 2C hole? I believe he's talking about the Canadians. What would it take to get him out of Nashville?
Well, we talked about this last year at the trade deadline.
Yes, we did.
Because he played with St. Louis down in freaking Tampa.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden everybody wants him. Hot to trot on Stamkos. Huh?
Yep.
All it was taking the money. I don't think it would have cost you that much to get him out of there.
Yeah. They're a team nobody's talking about much, Pierre. I know they made a couple moves.
Well, no, I was with David Poyle the other day. David's on the committee, the selection committee for the Hockey Hall of Fame, and David and I spent a lot of time together the 2 days. And, obviously they have a new general manager there now, and Chris McFarland, and he's already been proactive. Ross Colton's going in there.
Yep.
Jack Drury's going in there. They just got Nichushkin from Colorado last night.
No, he went to Columbus.
Oh, Columbus.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. He did go to Columbus. Thank
Yep.
you. Thank you.
Sorry.
He went from Colorado to Columbus.
Yep.
I stand corrected. You're absolutely right.
But he has been active.
No,
I haven't
but
heard
he's
much on Stamkos though lately, Pierre.
No, but go look at. I remember saying Stamkos has plenty of game left, and I sent you the text. Somebody said to me, huh, Pierre, you don't know you're losing it. You're losing it. It was from a hockey guy, and then at the end of the year he had to apologize. So, yeah.
All right, what do we got next? Now trending. What do you think the chances are the Blues keep all first-round picks they have? Well, they
have
are
4
already.
of them. They got
There's
4
of them, and reportedly one of them's in play right now for Mason McTavish. So we'll see what happens. I don't think.
What about the Rangers? Do the Rangers, is 5 too high to pay
for Mason
for
McTavish?
Mason McTavish?
My opinion, yes, but I'd defer to you. You know.
No, but I think it is. But that's why I'm
okay. So we're in
asking the
agreement.
question.
Yeah.
We're in agreement. I think 2 years ago it wouldn't have been too high.
No.
But I think now it's too high.
Yeah.
But how badly do the Rangers need a centerman if they're moving Trocheck?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're going to need a centerman.
They're
but I don't
need
think
him.
I don't think Mason McTavish is a number one center, and he's borderline 2 or 3 the way he's been playing. He needs a fresh start, for sure.
He needs another home. He needs a different place.
Yeah.
I don't know how high you want to pay to get the player. I just don't know.
All right, next question. What do we got? Franco Marchenko is the missing piece on the second line for the Habs. I can't see a better fit, both from a player and person perspective. Carell and Demi already being friends. Your thoughts on this? I think it'd be a good pickup, but
how much does that cost you?
I think the price is going to be high. Pierre, I was told that it would cost a roster defenseman. All right, a roster defenseman, a first-round pick, and a high-end prospect.
I don't think I'm doing that.
And I would guess, just me spitballing, I would guess, especially if if they lose Werenski, which is becoming a real possibility, they're going to want somebody pretty good for the roster.
What happens if Werenski ends up in Florida?
I could see it. The super
what
team.
Happens, though?
What happens?
Do you think the league starts putting out fires around the league about? And it's not tampering because it's just players talking to one another.
No, they don't have a name for it yet.
they're going to have to come up with a name for it, aren't they?
I think it could happen. I really do. I just don't know. If you look at other teams, like supposedly Montreal and Columbus are talking about Marchenko right now. You'd agree with me that Montreal has way more to offer for him. Or if they wanted to get, let's say Montreal or a team that had as much artillery as Montreal. I'm trying to think of a team off.
Who would you rather have, Werenski or Marchenko?
Werenski.
Me too.
Right, but he's going to cost a lot. Does Florida have that to offer?
No, I don't know, but I know Montreal does.
Montreal does for sure.
So that's what I'm asking. Would you rather have him or Marchenko?
If I'm Montreal and I could get Werenski, I'm all in. I just don't know how you do that without trading Hudson.
No, you can't trade him.
You can't trade Hudson.
No,
it's just a lateral move. I mean,
no, you can't trade him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just feel for Don Waddell.
Silly season for a reason. We might have to work all summer.
It's looking that way, and you already are. By the way, everybody, check it out. It's July 1st to the 6th, Pierre. Or the 5th.
Yeah, I'll be overseas. Yeah.
Yep, in Belfast. Pierre will be at the 3 Ice World Cup. They'll be broadcasting live from there. When I have the details of the broadcast information, I'll throw it up on my Twitter.
It'll be the 4th and the 5th. We'll be live up the 4th and the 5th.
Okay.
It's sold to 40, I think 44 countries around the world have bought the television rights to.
Great. And where's it going through? Like different outlets or just one?
Yeah,
specific?
I'll find out. I don't know. I've been so focused on.
That's all right.
This time of the.
Let me know and I'll pump it up. All right. Next question. What do we got? JJ Oilers. Hey, Jimmy, I always have an idea on what the Oilers are going to do, but what are you hearing? Everything is being held up by Darnell. Then there's Mikheyev and maybe DeBrusk, but not the way they want to go. I have not heard much on the Oilers right now. I mean, Pierre and I have forever been thinking that DeBrusk would somehow end up there because he wants to go home and play for the Oilers, but I haven't heard anything specific about them except all the Babcock stuff. So.
I think Mikheyev is somebody that they would really like to get.
Yeah, they need speed.
And they know him from when he played in Vancouver.
When Pierre, they need, and I don't know, these guys don't fall off trees. They need the type of guy we were referencing earlier, like a Jordan Stahl type, a two-way forward that can.
Well, really they signed him, Jason Dickinson.
Yeah, but they need more.
Well, you know what I mean. Like they have
that type. Yeah, they do. But the team defense, you nailed it. That's the problem. I mean,
it's been that problem for a long time.
I hope. Well, if there's someone that can make him buy in, it will be Mike Babcock. All right, next question.
Oh, yes, sir, it will be.
What do we got? Juice. Pierre, during your career in the NHL, what was the craziest draft you were ever a part of?
Whoa.
Covering as an analyst as well.
Best one ever was 2003 in Nashville. It wasn't even close. It was a phenomenal draft. It was just Marc-Andre Fleury at 1. I mean, you just look at all the players that were in that draft. Parise not going to the Islanders. That's when I had a nuclear meltdown on television. And then obviously in the second round, Shea Weber and Bergeron, just unbelievable. And then you go deeper in the draft, David Backes, and you look even deeper. 205th was Joe Pavelski. I mean, the 03 draft was just spectacular cover. And then, you look at the Taves draft. Eric Johnson went 1. Most people never would have thought that, but St. Louis took him at 1. And then Jordan Staal went 2, and Jonathan Taves went 3. It's a pretty amazing draft. 1, 2, 3, they all had really good careers. One of the Tyler versus Taylor one was pretty wild.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild.
Pierre, what's that?
Hey, they both have Stanley Cups now.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's a great point. What's been one of your most memorable interviews, whether it was a kid or a parent getting very emotional or something funny or fluky? Just off the top of your head, is there one that stands out?
George McPhee taking Nicholas Backstrom. Yeah, that was in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. That was a draft when Bob Clark forgot how to say Claude Giroux's name. He did at the riser. He did.
Oh, jeez.
But they sent me down to interview George. First time I really had ever left the podium because I'd always worked with Bob and Gord up top.
Right.
And they sent me down because they knew George and I were tight. And I asked him straight up because he usually never said boo. I said, "Hey, George, who are you taking with your pick?" He goes, "We're taking the Swede."
Wow.
And I'm like, "What?" He told me. He said, "Gordon Bob, there you have it. They're taking Nicholas Backstrom from in Sweden."
And
no, I didn't even, all I was trying to do was mess around with him, and I figured he wasn't going to say anything. Pierre, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
And he says, "We're taking the Swede."
Beautiful. Oh, jackpot.
Georgie.
All right, next question. What do we got? Creative 907. Do you all think San Jose would do the number 2 and the number 9 for Nyes? I think you'd only need
San Jose do that? Yeah, they would do that, but I don't think they'd be in a rush to do that.
Yeah.
2 and 9? So let's just say 2 is Toronto gets Stenberg. That would make Sundin really happy. And 9, they could get Schmitz. No, if I'm San Jose, I'm not sure I'm doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I don't think I'm doing that. Would you, Jimmy?
No. I would do one of them. I wouldn't move both for that one player.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not if you're going to move them, use one to get one player, one to get another. So.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Steve Lash, why do you think we're seeing young players with only a few NHL seasons under their belt already traded? I think of Lapierre and Zellweger. Will the teams that or you could say Bo Byram, as we mentioned earlier, will the teams that traded him regret those moves?
How about J.J. Peterka?
J.J. Peterka?
Can keep going, go around the league. It's just amazing. So I think part of this is the 18-year-old draft. Part of this is because we've had different general managers come in that didn't draft some of these players. And it's like what happened in Pittsburgh with Marcus Naslund. I can go back all those years. Craig drafted him, but he didn't know him as well as I did or Scotty Bowman did or Barry Smith did. And when we all left, Marcus got punted. So I think we've seen so many different movements around the league, and I think the 18-year-old draft hasn't made it easy for players to play. I think you got to really wait till they're 20 to really make a decision on a lot of these guys.
All right, next question. What do we got? Roachman from Atlanta he changed his avatar there. Smoke Meat Pete. There we go. Is it better to experience one fleeting year of ultimate glory followed by a decade of painful irrelevance, or 10 consecutive years of competitive excellence without ever winning a trophy?
I would always want to win.
I'd always want to win too. Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from everything the Bruins did from 2011 to 2020, let's say. But don't tell me that they wouldn't have traded a few bad years in between to have won either 2019 or 2013.
Correct.
You know?
St. Louis made the playoffs all those years, and they never won. They never even got to the final. and then they win in 2019. And
and they weren't even supposed to make the playoffs.
That's the best thing ever. And now they're rebuilding, and we're in 2026.
Yeah, nobody. For those old enough to remember, nobody wants to be the 1990 Braves. The 1990s Braves until they won. Yeah. They were in it every year, but
so Jimmy, we got one last question here. I apologize.
That's fine.
Told that I got to run here.
No worries at all. All right, next question. What do we got? This will be the final one. Mercury 400M. Why hasn't there been more talk about Bryce Pickford, and when do you think you may see an NHL debut for him with the Montreal?
Because everybody's in wait and see mode. Because junior hockey this year was way down. The point totals were just obscenely high for a lot of players. Just because most of the top guys left to go play college hockey in the States. It's not a knock. It's not their fault. Pickford's going to be a good player. It's just going to take time. I don't think they're going to be in a rush to put him in the NHL.
Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, Pierre, listen, you have fun with Jeff Marek. Tell him I say hello.
I will.
And I look forward to seeing him on the road in the future. And great time for everybody. We appreciate you with all your questions. They're always great. It's our favorite part of the day. Thanks for listening and watching. Thanks to Shane working the boards. And since I'm going to be back in Rhode Island by the next time I broadcast. Thanks to everyone here, specifically my good buddy Brian Davis and his partner Jen for the hospitality here in Denver. It's been a great time. Pierre, I'll tell you, it's summertime. It's off season. The Avs have been out for a bit, but there's plenty of people excited for the draft tonight, and they're all hoping the Avs make some kind of trade. I love it here. They love their hockey, so it's great stuff. And I'm staying right down the street, Pierre, from Magnus Arena.
Nice.
I might have to go over and check it out before I leave.
It's an amazing building. A lot of fun.
All right. Good stuff. All right, Pierre, you enjoy the draft. Good luck. And everybody out there, enjoy it. And we will talk to you back here Monday on the Eye Test on the Sick Podcast Network.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Eye Test with Pierre McGuire and Jimmy Murphy on YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.